Well, millions of Taylor Swift fans flocked to the Ticketmaster website yesterday trying to get seats for her first tour in 5 years. The swarm caused periodic outages and long online waits that often ended in disappointment.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Ticketmaster called it historically unprecedented demand, but many fans weren't pleased with the way the presale went. Swift's fans said they were repeatedly dropped from queues, while others reported waiting for up to 8 hours, with many finding they were too late. One U.S. lawmaker criticized the company after the meltdown, tweeting, "Ticketmaster's excessive wait times and fees are completely unacceptable, as seen with today's Taylor Swift tickets. It's no secret that Live Nation Ticketmaster is an unchecked monopoly." We're joined now by music publicist Eric Alper and senior policy analyst Krista Brown to break things down here. Krista, first question for you. The American Economic Liberties Project is part of a coalition that was formed last month to break up Ticketmaster. Why was this coalition formed?
You know, we've been focused on Ticketmaster as one monopoly that has persisted for many years now, but this coalition was formed because post-COVID, there has really been an uptick in consolidation or even just closure of independent venues. And then there's been consistent momentum from a few Congress members on this as an antitrust issue.
And what's the problem with having a monopoly like Ticketmaster, where we see fans trying to get tickets, but they have no other option?
Well, you kind of just said it yourself, and the Taylor Swift fans have been able to get this kind of crash course on antitrust issues as they experience the failures of Ticketmaster as a service. But that type of monopoly allows Ticketmaster to not invest in research and development, not invest in building up their product to handle not only this capacity, but also the customer service issues that people face beyond just this one instance.
And Eric, how much control do artists have over their ticket prices?
Oh, 100%. I mean, Ticketmaster is mostly there for one very good reason, that the artist wants it. Ticketmaster is the best solution, even though that it gets in flack every now and again. It's still the best way, the easiest way, the most manageable way, and the most data fruitful way for artists in order to get their tickets into the right hands. So everything always begins and ends with the artist on what they want to do. So when the anger online happens because people can't buy tickets or people are upset about the amount of money that they have to spend, Ticketmaster is just there to deflect all of the blame away from the artists, because nobody wants to ever blame the people that are really in control.
Now, recently, Ticketmaster has set up a dynamic pricing model that the company says is intended to weed out scalpers, but has ultimately caused tickets for artists like Blink-182 and Shania Twain to reach the 4-figure mark. Krista, why is this a problem?
Well, dynamic pricing, they say, is a way for artists to get more of the revenue from tickets that are seen on the secondary marketplace. As you mentioned, there is this kind of flourishing secondary marketplace that artists don't see as much as the revenue from. But because there isn't competition, Ticketmaster can not only use this type of demand information to their advantage and hiking up fees when it's convenient or when there aren't alternatives. For those who have the ability to make this payment that is so extraordinary. I saw yesterday Taylor Swift tickets were going for $12,000. It makes the entire concert going experience for an exclusive upper class, and that's just not how it should be.
Eric, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's always been like that. You know, whenever I used to go see a lot of concerts, especially in big arenas, I used to see the people in the front row, and they were all wearing suits and ties and going to the show in limos. And I would sit there and say, that's not the real fan. But you never know. That could be family members. That could be somebody that won tickets from a radio station. It's much, much better than it was before.
Eric, do the artists also approve this dynamic pricing as well?
Yeah, for sure. They know exactly what they're getting into with Ticketmaster and Live Nation's dynamic pricing. And in fact, this isn't a new idea. We see it in our daily lives and really don't complain about it when you're trying to buy an airline ticket. If there's 2 seats left on the plane that you want to go, it's a much different and higher price than when those tickets went on sale, for instance. Various sports teams are more expensive when your local hometown team is playing a really good team, or that there's a special event like the Grey Cup. You're always going to have, I think, issues when there's way more demand for something than the actual supply.
Thank you so much for joining us, Krista and Eric.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.